Immigration making headlines again this week here in the U.S. The House passed a bill just hours ago that could put more than 700,000 immigrants who have received temporary work permits in line for deportation. It also would block Obama from awarding work permits to other immigrants here illegally. But it has zero chance of getting through the Democratic-led Senate. Still, the issue is likely to pitch Washington into a full political hurricane just ahead of the congressional elections in November. So headlines were saying that this bill was passed, but obviously it really doesn't mean very much. Dee Dee, we'll start with you.
Well, in January, when Republicans went back to Senate, and odds are that we will. So that'll be good news, so then things will get moving. But Dr. Bart, you were complaining last week or the week before about Republicans not doing anything. They came up with the bill, so you can't complain anymore. However, Obama he says it's extreme, unworkable, and he doesn't like it, of course. But at least, actually, it's a good bill. It's getting a lot done. And the big thing is for there to be different laws for Mexican children versus Guatemalan. That was wrong. That was ridiculous. Everybody agreed with that. So now, what they're proposing, it's the same.
Okay, this bill panders to the extreme right. That's what it does. It allows people to be deported more readily. That's what it does.
They're illegals.
So it makes it easier to get rid of these people.
Yes, because they're illegal aliens. Okay. They're supposed to not be here.
Then why not?
No.
Why not have a bill, a real immigration bill that
This
Obama
is a real immigration bill.
This bill is pandering to people who don't like immigrants.
It's getting the job done.
That's what it is.
But do you think that any bill or anything is going to happen while Obama's
No,
in
this
office?
is the lowest possible threshold to meet the satisfactory. Any bill works, and therefore it's a success. There are bills and there are bills. And the unfortunate part of this bill is, I mean, you constantly hear this in the media on the left and on the right, is the Republicans in this country continually have problems in gaining the support of a growing immigrant population. And this type of bill is only exemplary of their shooting themselves in the foot.
You're talking about a different issue, though. You're talking about a political issue.
No, Republicans have problems with immigrants.
We're talking about a good policy for Americans. Look, you know what? I don't want to pay for the illegals. If you want to pay for them out of your paycheck, you go right ahead.
But they have
because the new bill that Obama wanted would be $1,000 a day for each illegal. You want to pay for that, you go right ahead.
Well, if you're going to pay for everybody to be deported, and there's 12 million people
here, that's easy.
It's going to cost. It's going to cost a lot of money.
You're very wrong. You don't have your facts right on this one.
But
that's
to
cheap.
the point that's just been made, this is shooting the GOP in the foot
you're getting
a million
times. Again. We're going to win back the Senate probably because of this
Well, you say that you're going to win back the Senate.
No, we will. Okay, you want to bet on that? Steak dinner.
We'll have a steak dinner.
I'm getting a steak dinner because we will win back the Senate.
All right, I'm going to call a truce right now because we have no idea. We're going to just be following this next week, and we know that this is going to be one of the biggest issues in the elections in November.
That we can agree on.
Yes. All right, so we agree on that. There we go. I like to be the mediator there.
You're so good at it. You're an ambassador, man.
All right, well, it's still summertime and a great time to do some summer reading. Well, there's a new book by Ronald Kessler, The First Family Detail. Secret Service agents reveal the hidden lives of the presidents. And it's not too kind to former First Lady Hillary Clinton. In the book, it says agents were expected to be out of sight and silent in the White House. In fact, it goes so far as to say the Clinton detail was a form of punishment and the worst assignment in the Secret Service.
It's true. And I'll tell you why I know this firsthand, because I worked in the Bush White House right after Clinton. They all said, we're so glad you're here. They talked about how hateful she was. Bill, not as bad. She was awful. And even awful to Bill. So, I believe the first-hand information from Secret Service.
I was on a press junction and for 2 weeks on a bus and followed the former First Lady around, and I would probably agree with this.
Look, I mean, she's on various different interviews, public radio, and all the major networks. When she's pushed, she can get very, very testy. She's known to have this aspect of hateful. I don't know her personally. I've never encountered her. I've never interviewed her or spoken with her directly. But there's just too many accounts of her having this very testy, very defensive side that is not necessarily emblematic of what we would want to see in a statesperson or a stateswoman.
I always say we have different sides to our personality, and this is probably one side. She has a harshness to her personality. Maybe it comes out at times, but George W. had sides to his personality.
No.
And
very
other
nice
people,
man.
a lot of folks have sides that are.
For you to throw him and Dr. Bart, so unfair.
But just to survive, they did not.
Watch the interview with Irish National Television.
The Secret Service would never say that about President Bush. He was good. You may not like his policy, Been a nice
Well,
guy.
a
Very
lot
nice
of
guy.
things were said about the former president in Europe that were not very complimentary. I
What
didn't
are you
make
talking
those up.
about? Why are you going to Europe? And we're talking about Secret Service.
His personality,
Well, let's just
his
agree on this.
personality was
Wait a
an
minute,
issue.
mediator comes out. Let's just say that to survive in Washington, you have to be tough. How about
true.
that?
That's true.
The Secret Service,
That's
they
true.
protect you of all people to be mean to. I'm thinking I'd be nice to them. I think I'd be baking them
I'd
cookies.
be really nice to them. I'm like, you want some dinner?
I mean, to hate the Republicans, I get that, but not the
These are-
Secret Service.
These are the guys who are supposed to take the bullet for you. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
So I
really
think
wanna
you might want to be nice
supportive
because they
of
may
them.
be like, oh, they may duck when it's time.
Yeah, you want to buy them the steak dinner.
You're right.
Well, among the other Washington whispers, Joe Biden likes to go skinny dipping.
Ew.
And there was lots of praise for the Obamas. The book is officially set to be released this week on August 5th. Now, Lucinda Franks is also out with a new book this month, also about many of the first families. Now, again, Hillary Clinton's interview making a lot of noise. She claims that Bill Clinton's extramarital affairs are a result of child abuse.
I
Wow.
don't think so.
Let's just
Okay,
throw-
well,
let's-
wait a minute, let's go hear from the psychologist.
The psychologist, I do not believe that that's what Hillary Clinton professes. I think that's what somebody's saying that she said. I don't believe that. I think she knows what's going on with her
I think that was a
husband.
real interview, though, actually.
No, that was a real interview.
You're
That-
wrong.
I think
that was an interview.
I mean, maybe it's a factor that she's thinking about, but
No, she's-
it's not.
No,
it's
she's-
not,
she's giving
She
a
said that.
reason for
I
it.
don't think.
That's
she's,
an interview response. I don't think it's really.
I don't
That
think
is her words in a true interview.
I
It's
don't-
not. It's not a rumor. I
Well-
mean, and who knows? Maybe his mother was difficult. Who knows how far? I don't know.
We're
But
gonna
you know, she wants to give excuses for Bill's extramarital affairs because it can't be her not being able to be
can't be her
attractive
fault.
enough or not having
her
a good
testy
winning
ways.
personality.
Well, if she had left Bill, most likely she wouldn't be in the position she is today. So there is that sort of strategic side to it as well.
Oh, you think? You know, yeah,
I
this
don't
is
know.
definitely a merger of sorts.
All right. Well, we're going to go on to the next one. We're going to still talk about Hillary Clinton because a new Star Ledger poll shows that Hillary Clinton is the Democratic frontrunner and Governor Chris Christie among the Republican contenders. We've been talking about that for months. So it looks like Bridgegate might be going away. Now, of course, Election Day is still more than 2 years away, and no candidate from either party has officially launched a campaign. But they're starting to pin them against each other again. Hillary's, I think she was up there around 67%. No Democrat was even close.
Well, I have a wager with Dee Dee on this one.
I wish we'd waited on Bridgegate because I said it would go away.
Bridgegate is not going away. I predict,
They're
and
not
I've
talking
said
about
this
it
before
anymore.
on this show.
Well,
that
the Democrats are going to bring it up again.
It's not that they're going to pull it up. It's that he's in deep trouble, and these investigations take a long time. And I think Christie is a dead man walking, not only in the political specter as president, possible president candidate, but also as a governor. I think he's in deep trouble. And I know that Dee Dee doesn't want to believe
He's
that.
a survivor.
But
He's
I think that the people that are going to be indicted are going to come forward and put this guy into a real hot seat.
But don't
No,
you
if
think
if it comes to a presidential election,
this
this is what's going to happen. I mean, no gate, whatever gate it is, whatever scandal is can be declared for permanently dead, right? So, especially when it comes into the heat of the moment of a presidential election, we have the general elections, 2 scandals are going to come up. Of course, this is potentially and has been a very damaging corruption scandal. That will be raked back up by the Democrats, and then what
Just
the
like
Republicans will bring up Benghazi and say, well, one will be a corruption case, one will be a national
We can
security
write the headlines
case.
right now.
Right.
Now,
That's what
I
I
do
think
want
is
to.
gonna
I do want to say we're talking about the governor. Now, Christie says he is finished commenting on why he won't support fellow Republican Rob Astorino. He's on the New York side rather. He's challenging Democrat New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Now, Christie says he won't discuss the corruption allegations Cuomo is now facing, and also won't campaign for Astorino. Astorino is trailing Cuomo in recent polls by more than 30 points. What are your thoughts on that? Christie's been crisscrossing the country right now, and Dee Dee, I'll start with you on this one.
I think he's smart. I think so. I mean, I'm sorry, it's a waste of time, and I'm a Republican Party advocate. When you're 30 points down, you're not going to win.
Yeah, but Cuomo's in trouble.
No.
You don't. Hang
way.
on. Cuomo's in trouble, maybe in a lot more trouble than Christie. You don't think that by boosting Astorino right now, that could favor the Republican Party?
I don't think Christie needs to get in that fight. In fact, I think the Republicans need to give Christie a break. Why in the world would they want to get him involved in that fight? He's in Jersey. This is a New York
Well, no, but
thing.
he's been all
Leave
over
him
the
alone.
country raising.
He's been
I know, but I
advocating
still
for other
think he should.
Republican candidates.
Absolutely.
He should have at least given some basic lip service. He knows it's a sinking ship. But I mean, you still got to be a team player at the federal level.
He's not a team player, though. He will do whatever it's good for himself.
And he's a breakaway.
I'm a Republican here. Let me talk.
But he is the breakaway from the standard Republican model.
You know, he should understand that. He can't win. Christie has a lot at stake. I
got to go back to this for 2 seconds. We don't know if Cuomo goes down in this corruption scandal that's happening right now.
Well, why should Christie weigh in on it? I mean,
well, but shouldn't he help Astorino, being a fellow Republican, right over the New York, New Jersey?
He should, but he's not going to do it because it's going to reflect back on his bridge
exactly.
game.
Hello.
So it's a political game here. It's the political psychology of it, and he's playing the game, and that's Christie. That's what he does.
I think he's smart. I wouldn't either.
Well, he did hug President Obama during Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah, taking care of the people in New Jersey. Yeah. It's all right.
All right. Jesse Ventura, remember him? He's making news this week. The former Minnesota governor won a nearly $2 million lawsuit against late Navy SEAL Chris. And here's what happened. Kyle made claims about Ventura in his book that Ventura said were not true. But in taking money from the Kyle estate, Ventura is taking a pounding from many military supporters and veterans. Now, the common refrain, even if Kyle lied about Ventura, the defamation case should have been dropped. Kyle was shot to death on a gun range last year as he was helping a Marine veteran through post-traumatic stress. So we just want to ask everybody their opinion on this. Should Jesse Ventura, if your reputation was damaged, would you go back after somebody?
Absolutely. This is a situation where I really am pleased with the result, and Jesse Ventura is right. The liars and fabricators and schemers who make things up and they totally lie about things need to be called out, and that's what he did, and he won the case.
And I believe it was like an 8-2. I can't remember exactly what it was, but most of the jury, the majority of the jury agreed.
I have to agree with the panel psychological expert on this. Clearly, you can't be engaging in this type of public lying and slander. Somehow we agree in American culture, unfortunately, that you can slander someone to their boss or to anyone else or in the media and think it's okay and there's no penalty for it. And this is a case where obviously the legal system has come out and said, no, a penalty is clearly the incongruency with the legal foundation, and they found in favor of that.
Absolutely.
Now, what he does with the money, that's an ethical issue.
A good PR move would be to give it back to something, charity or to. But Dee Dee, your thoughts?
Yeah, I disagree with both of you because this is.
I'm surprised.
I know you're shocked. He's sort of a celebrity type, and and who knows if it's true or not really. Plus, the guy's, he was a Navy SEAL.
Well, they're witnesses.
Ventura was a Marine as well.
Right.
Well, they were both military.
So he should respect that. I think it was a jerk move. I don't like it.
Well,
and actually, they may return it. You never know. But
I was just going to say, it was a nearly $2 million settlement, so we'll see what he does. I mean,
$2 million? I'm sorry.
Well, I'll take $2 million bucks. But
yeah, it's a lot of money for that. I think it was overkill.
I think that Jesse Ventura is a very smart guy, very media savvy. I bet you he does do something with that and does give it back. So we'll have to wait and see.
Hopefully, at least that.
All right, don't go away, everyone. The lightning round is next.